Hi everybody, welcome to English Digest. I'm Pat.
And I'm Erin.
So Erin, when you were a youngster, did you have some favorite pop stars?
I guess I really liked the Backstreet Boys.
Okay, yeah, I remember them. Do they still play? Are they still going?
I think so,
Some
actually.
of them,
No,
maybe?
I think all of them play. I think they do a show in Las Vegas in the US.
Okay, that's pretty fun. And did you have kind of a crush on any member of that band?
I mean, I did, but I grew up in a very religious home, and so things like that weren't really allowed in my house.
It's a secret crush. That makes it even more exciting.
Yeah.
Well, I did not really get into music much when I was that younger. I had different interests and didn't really start liking lots of different music until I was a bit older. So I never really had any boy bands or girl bands or any bands I was that interested in until I was about 18.
Okay.
Yeah.
And by then, you're almost you are an adult.
Basically an adult, yeah. Anyway, today we're going to look at one of the K-pop idols. Her name is Taeyeon, and we're going to read about her in this article right now before coming back to discuss it. In the competitive K-pop universe, the well-known singer Taeyeon is outshining other celebrities. This rising star was born in Jeonju, South Korea in 1989. Surprisingly, Taeyeon once dreamed of becoming a math teacher or a radio announcer instead of committing herself to music. That said, before she became a star, Taeyeon underwent years of vocal training to become a proficient singer. In 2007, she made her debut as a member of the Korean girl group Girls' Generation. She also worked with two other groups, TTS and SM The Ballad, and performed songs for TV shows and films. In 2015, Taeyeon decided to go solo, releasing an EP, I, which quickly shot to the top of the charts. Aside from her phenomenal voice, Taeyeon is also known for her fashion style. Unlike many K-pop celebrities who favor outrageous fashion trends, Taeyeon takes a quieter approach to looking good. She effortlessly blends designer threads with bubblegum pop cuteness. Taeyeon has even mastered the essence of fashion on the go, which is evident in how she looks at the airport. She switches smoothly from denim jackets to short skirts to colourful sweaters to keep her fans guessing what she'll wear on her next journey abroad. The end result is always the same. She looks adorable in whatever she chooses to wear. After the success of her first EP, Taeyeon released a new mini album entitled Why in 2016. Like all true artists, she has broadened her horizons by experimenting with new music styles on the record. Why features songs influenced by electronic dance music with a heavy dose of R&B to keep the beats bumping. As with her previous work, though, Taeyeon's emotional vocals are the main attraction in every song. One thing's for certain, fans won't be asking why they should buy it, because every song is amazing. Hi guys, welcome back. So that is the star of this article, and we need to start out by looking at the title.
Right, so the title is called Why Fans Adore Taeyeon. And we see that the word why is written in italics.
That's right.
And that's because Why is the name of her album.
Oh, so it's a clever title because it includes the name of the album in it. Smart.
Right. All right, now we also saw the vocabulary word adore. To adore is a verb, and it means to love or admire someone or something very much. So we're basically talking about why her fans adore her, why they like her or love her so much.
Yeah, why she's an idol, why they kind of want to find out more about her and look at her pictures, listen to her songs and so on. Okay, so it starts out talking about the K-pop universe. In the competitive K-pop universe, the well-known singer Taeyeon is outshining other celebrities.
Oh.
So K-pop means Korean pop music. It's a huge industry, now getting heard all over the world. It's not just in Korea and the countries nearby. It's in America. It's everywhere. And it's competitive.
Right.
There are a lot of stars, a lot of singers, a lot of bands. So in order to sort of stand out from the crowd, you need to be really good. You've got to be better than the others. That's why it's competitive, because if you've got to try harder, you've got to compete with the other people. And if you don't make it, you're not going to make it. You'll just disappear and they'll replace you with somebody else. So.
Right. Now, that's true. And especially as in each group has 7 to 8 or 9 members
or more,
in them.
yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you've got to be just as good as or better than your bandmates, or that you're out too.
Now, it also says that she's outshining other celebrities. When you outshine someone, you're doing better or earning more respect or more attention than the others. So in this competitive world, she's coming out on top. She's doing better than many other people.
Yeah, other celebrities, in fact. Celebrities, of course, just means famous people.
Right.
In this case, we're talking about, I mean, one thing about the K-pop universe is no one is just a singer or just an actor.
They're dancers and
actors,
rappers.
singers. They seem to wear many hats and get involved in a lot of different things.
Right.
So I guess another way we could talk about outshining is to say it's like a light. It shines brighter than the other lights.
Right.
So to outshine someone.
You notice that light before the others.
Exactly, because it's brighter.
Well, next it says, this rising star was born in Jeonju, South Korea in 1989. So she's a few years younger than me.
Yes, and me. Yeah.
But she's still a bit older than a lot of the younger
That's
K-pop
true. Yeah,
stars.
she's in her what's going to be late 20s now.
Yeah.
So she's probably had time to develop a bit.
Right.
Learn
Actually
some skills.
do some music.
Yeah. And they describe her as a rising star, which means she's not hit the top yet. She's still getting more and more successful.
Right.
She hasn't kind of hit the top of her career yet, or certainly hasn't started to go down. So she's just getting better and better. Now, surprisingly, Taeyeon once dreamed of becoming a math teacher or a radio announcer instead of committing herself to music. So singing wasn't always her dream. She didn't kind of set out, I'm going to be a star. I'm going to be an actor. An actress, a singer, whatever.
True.
She thought, I'll be a math teacher.
Right. Now, I actually don't really find that very surprising. I mean, when I was young, I didn't dream of being an English teacher. I dreamed of being an astronaut.
I dreamed, what did I dream? I mean, dream maybe a football player or something like that. Later, it was other things.
Right.
English teacher wasn't on the list at the time. Radio announcer might have been interesting.
A
radio announcer is somebody who's on the radio and they introduce new songs or talk about the news.
Yeah, they give information about concerts.
Interview celebrities who come on their shows. So now that would be a kind of a fun career.
I think so.
Someone with and she could be an announcer, so like a news announcer. So someone with a good voice.
Right, she has a nice voice. We know that. So
yeah,
I
maybe
think that could have worked.
Kind of started her off as this idea of, hey, I'm going to use my voice. I love to talk or sing or tell people things. So
maybe she can go into that when she's finished with her music career.
Yeah, but right now she has committed herself to music.
Now, so she's committed herself. She said that she's definitely going to do this. This is what she's going to do, and she's not going to stop until she's done it, basically. So when you commit yourself, you say that you'll do something or you must do something, and you do everything you can to do it.
Yeah, you put all your time and attention and effort into it.
Right.
Now, that said, before she became a star, Taeyeon underwent years of vocal training to become a proficient singer.
Okay.
Now, we start this sentence with the phrase, that said, and that kind of means even so, or although this is the case.
Right.
And we use it here because she did dream about something else. She dreamed about teaching or radio announcing. But even though that is true, she still underwent years of vocal training. So she kind of said, all right, I really want to be a radio announcer, but I'm still going to do vocal training.
Maybe someday I'll become a singer.
Yeah, and vocal training would be good for radio announcing too. But singer was kind of the first thing.
All right, well, we did say that she underwent years of vocal training. Now, when you undergo something, the past tense is underwent. When you undergo something, you experience or go through a change, usually something that's either unpleasant or very difficult. For example, we undergo surgery when we have something wrong with our bodies, or we undergo
hardship.
Yeah,
we undergo difficult times, or you undergo some training means you go through the training. It's not easy. It was years of vocal training, and anybody who knows anything about Korean training programs knows they're long, they're difficult, they're really hard.
Yes, it's not an easy thing to get into.
A lot of the singers have spoken about the pressure that's involved with it, but she became a proficient singer.
All right.
If you're proficient at something, it means you can do it to a very good standard, and you can do it consistently. So it's not just like sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. It's like, okay, you're going to sing, you're going to do it well almost all of the time.
So kind of like she became skilled.
Yes,
she became a skilled singer. Now it goes on to say in 2007, she made her debut as a member of the Korean girl group Girls' Generation.
I've heard of them.
They're one of the most famous ones, actually. But we did see that she made her debut. Now, when you make a debut, that's your first public appearance as a singer or a sports player. It's the first time you appear in the public where people learn who you really are.
Yeah, we use it. We do use it a lot for sports. And it can also, we've got it as a noun here. You can use it as a verb. You can debut somewhere. You could say, this young player is going to debut tonight, sort of thing. So it works both ways.
Right.
Now, it wasn't just Girls' Generation she, Taeyen, worked with. She also worked, Taeyen, I pronounce her name wrong a lot. She also worked with two other groups, TTS and SM the Ballad. I have to confess I've not heard of either of these two groups.
Right.
But she also performed songs for TV shows and films, going back to what I said about working in lots of different entertainment industries.
Right. Now, that makes sense because if you are proficient in singing like she is, you want to be accepted into other groups. And I feel like it's kind of a shared thing in Korea. I mean, I don't know much about K-pop, but I see that they do a lot of collaborative efforts.
Yeah, work together with each other, appear in each other's music videos and so on. Yeah.
All right, well, the next line says, in 2015, Taeyen decided to go solo, releasing an EP, I, which quickly shot to the top of the charts. So the EP's name is I, and she decided to go solo. When you go solo, you stop working with a group and you start working on your own. Right. So it's only her on this album instead of the groups she was with before.
That's right. And the letters EP, they actually stand for extended play.
Okay.
So this is it's a short album. It's maybe 25 to 30 minutes long, has maybe 5 to 9 tracks. So it's not the length of a full album, which maybe has 10 or 15 tracks, but it's not just a single with a couple of extra songs.
Right.
So it's something in the middle, and these used to be quite popular, and they're coming back into fashion.
Okay.
There are more EPs these days because people don't want to do the full album, but they don't just want to do a single. They're trying to make a sort of something in that middle area, which won't be so expensive to buy. So
well, that's very interesting. I learned something new.
Yeah, we are seeing more EPs these days than we do LPs, long plays, which is another name for an album.
Right.
Okay, we'll come back and talk about Taeyen in a few minutes, but we're going to take a short break right now. Hi everyone, welcome back. We're talking about the K-pop singer Taeyen. Now, aside from her phenomenal voice, Taeyeon is also known for her fashion style. Now, we've talked about her being a proficient singer. This sentence describes her as a little more than proficient. It says her voice is phenomenal, which means it's amazing. It's outstanding. It's the kind of voice that makes people notice it. We use phenomenon for something that's kind of strange and outstanding, but also true.
Yeah, okay. So like the aurora borealis, those beautiful lights you see in the sky in the north. Don't see them in Taiwan, which is too bad. But if you're up in the north of Europe or Canada, you see blue and green and purple lights dancing across the sky. We call that a phenomenon, and it's because it's amazingly beautiful.
But also rare and not easy. So her voice is kind of this talent she's got is rare. It's amazing, but it's real.
Right. Now, it also says, unlike many K-pop celebrities who favor outrageous fashion trends, Taeyeon takes a quieter approach to looking good. So it seems that she likes a bit of a different style than most of the
calmer.
others. So we use the word outrageous fashion trends here. Outrageous describes the clothing that some of these other artists wear, and it's something that, like, you feel is extremely unusual. Maybe it's almost shocking sometimes.
We could also say a bit over the top, a little bit too much, like a little too crazy, a bit too likely to get people talking and noticing it and saying, hey, that's a bit strange.
Right. Now, I remember when Lady Gaga was very popular. She was quite outrageous for her time.
We could also talk about outrageous hair being like bright green or many colors. So Taeyeon, however, takes a quieter approach. Your approach is the way you do something, okay? It's the way you go about your business or the way you do a particular thing. Okay. Here, it's an approach to looking good. So her approach, the way she looks good, is in a more understated, a quieter, simpler, no less good, but just not so in your face and shouting, everybody, look at my crazy style.
Right.
It's more like, hey, I'm not going to tell you about it, but you'll notice it.
All right. No, it also says she effortlessly blends designer threads with bubblegum pop cuteness. Now, effortlessly means that she does this easily. She makes it look really easy, even if, she's spending a lot of time on her outfits. It doesn't seem that way. And she's wearing designer threads, which is another word for designer clothing that's usually more expensive, more...
Yeah, designed by a famous person or a famous store or something like that. Threads, it's just a slang name for clothes.
Right. So she's combining these designer clothing with her bubblegum pop cuteness. Now, that's the classic K-pop female look. And bubblegum pop is basically a way of saying that it's attractive to young people.
Yeah, when we talk about bubblegum pop, we mean catchy, simple music, singing about happiness and love and good things like that. So these songs are very easy to sing along to. Now, Taeyeon has even mastered the essence of fashion on the go, which is evident in how she looks at the airport.
Okay.
So the essence of something is the kind of essential nature or quality of something. And it's usually abstract, which means we can't really put our finger on it and explain it. It's not something we can hold. It's more like a concept or a quality. And if you don't have this thing, if something is missing the essence of it, it isn't that thing. For example, if a writer wrote a Sherlock Holmes story in this kind of copied the originals, he would need to get the essence of the original stories. He'd need to capture the feel, the mystery, the fog of London, the idea of Holmes's sitting room. All of those things make up the essence of the story.
So if they don't have them, then it's not really
a real Sherlock Holmes story. Yeah, he's got to look at the client and go, okay, I can see by your boots that you took a train from the South Coast, that kind of thing. That sort of deduction is the essence of a Holmes story. So the essence of her fashion is fashion on the go. So this is fashion as you're traveling, kind of looking like you're going from one place to the other. You're kind of a jet setter. You travel around a lot.
A lot easier for people, I think, who have a lot of money. When I travel,
indeed.
I'm wearing sweatpants.
But it's evident, it's clear to see in how she looks at an airport. And we're going to get some examples of this.
All right, so she switches smoothly from denim jackets to short skirts to colorful sweaters to keep her fans guessing what she'll wear on on her next journey abroad. So we talk about denim jackets here. Denim jackets is another word for jean jackets. Denim is the material that jeans are made of. It's the word for that blue...
Yeah, tough cotton.
Right.
Yeah. So she keeps kind of changing different things and no one knows what she's going to be in next. The end result is always the same, as the article says. She looks adorable, super cute in whatever she chooses to wear.
Well, that is great.
I guess the idea of this fashion on the go means it always looks as though she's kind of quickly dressed.
Right.
You know, it looks as though she's just thrown a few things on because she's in a hurry, but she still manages to look good.
I guess that's a skill to have as well.
Indeed. One I don't have.
Now, after the success of her first EP, Taiyan released a new mini album entitled Why in 2016. So a mini album, would that be the same as an EP?
I would expect so, yes.
Okay.
So maybe, again, about eight songs, something like that, about 30 minutes.
Right. So not a long play, but not a single.
Yes.
Okay. Now it's entitled Why. Entitled is just to indicate that this is the name. We could say named Why in 2016 or called Why. But we use entitled. It's a little bit more formal. You don't see it quite as often.
That's right. Now, like all true artists, she has broadened her horizons by experimenting with new musical styles on the record.
We should say music styles.
Music styles, yes. My mind keeps saying musical.
Right.
That's an adjective. But here we're using music styles to mean different types of music. So she's trying out new things. She's not just using the same kind of style of songs she's sung before.
Right.
She's broadening her horizons.
Okay.
Now, to broaden one's horizons means to try new things, to learn new skills, to kind of go places you haven't gone before.
Get a wider range of options.
That's right. You kind of take more influences from different styles or different world musics.
Right.
You know, not just sticking with the same old thing.
The same K-pop. She has different kind of things going on. You can broaden your horizons in other ways, though.
Exactly. Travel is the most obvious one. You kind of, since traveling, I've learned a lot more about the world and the people who live in it.
And the food you get to eat.
Oh, yeah, the food. Now, reading, you can broaden your horizons just by reading, learning more about different cultures.
I know. I've actually been broadening my horizons recently by listening to podcasts or radio shows.
Right, that's pretty cool.
And I've been learning a lot about the world, things that I never knew before, so... It's always good to broaden your horizons no matter what age you are or where you are. There's lots of ways to do it. Now it goes on to say Why features songs influenced by electronic dance music with a heavy dose of R&B to keep the beats bumping. Now, we see electronic dance music. A lot of people these days call electronic dance music EDM for short. That's probably more common. You might have heard that. Now, it's a genre of music that's produced using technological equipment. It's a lot of taking the sounds of instruments and then changing them on the computers. It puts a big beat in there. There's a strong bass. Yeah.
It's the sort of music you would often hear in nightclubs and kind of trendy clothes shops, I guess.
Yeah. And then a heavy dose of R&B. Now, R&B is short for rhythm and blues, a kind of style that became popular in the 1990s in the US. A lot of people started listening to that. And
it's got soulful singing and kind of cooler rhythms. Yeah, less fast.
Right. And there's a heavy dose of R&B. Now, a dose is an amount of something that a person experiences. So in this case, the album would have a lot of R&B, kind of, because it's a heavy dose. So it'd be an even more R&B instead of maybe the bubblegum pop that people are used to.
Yeah, we often use dose when we talk about medicine. You know, your correct dose of medicine is the amount you need.
Right.
If you're very sick, you would get a heavy amount or heavy dose of a medicine.
Right.
If you had just had a small headache, your dose would be maybe 1 tablet.
Right.
If you had a bad headache, your dose would be 2.
2 tablets.
Exactly. So a heavy dose of R&B means there's plenty of it. Okay, now as with her previous work, though, Taiyen's emotional vocals are the main attraction in every song. Now, when we say as with something, we mean in the same way as, or in the same kind of case as her previous work. So in her previous work had these emotional vocals, very moving, kind of very, the sort of things that touch your heart and lift you up or bring you down. And this new work has the vocals, the singing in the same way.
Right.
So that's a common thing in all of her music. She may change the style and the genre, but she's keeping these same emotional vocals. And they're the main attraction. This is what is, it's kind of like her signature. It's what you listen for.
Right, and having researched Taiyen a little bit, she's won quite a few awards.
Great.
And quite a few awards in Korea and in Asia, and she's invited to do all these TV shows and sing with other bands. And I think that these lyrics, these emotional vocals have a lot to do with that. The reason she is doing so well, that she is so popular.
Now, one thing about R&B music is you can't really do it unless you've got a really good voice.
Right.
EDM, electronic dance music, you can get away with not having the best voice in the world.
You can, and that's because
computers can change it.
Right.
But yeah, you try singing R&B without a really good voice, you're not going to make
really
it.
Work.
So maybe this is something that is going to really work for her. She's got the vocals to back it up.
Also, because it is her solo album,
yes,
it's important that she does have the vocals, because she doesn't have other girls around her to kind of take the attention off of her.
Yes.
Maybe if she's having a bad day or she's having a bad day in the recording studio, she needs to be on it all the time.
That's right. Okay, now one thing's for certain, fans won't be asking why they should buy it, because every song is amazing. Now again, there we've used the album title. No one will be asking why they should buy Why. Because, of course, this mini album is full of really great songs. Now, that's actually a good thing about an EP. Some longer albums have covers or what the artists call filler songs that are okay but not great.
Yeah.
With an EP, you can't get away with that. They all need to be good.
That is true. And I have to say, I like when they have nice, simple names like that you can use in a sentence.
Yes, it's good for writers.
Makes me laugh.
All right, well, that is the end of the article. We're going to take a very short break now before we come back to wrap things up. Okay, everybody, that's the end of the article. We've talked about Taiyen and her singing career and also her fashion career. Have you listened to any of her songs? I haven't yet. May have?
I may have. I have listened to some K-pop songs recently. I have been researching some other K-pop bands and singers recently, but I haven't had a chance to listen to any of Taiyen's.
We'll have to go and check her out. We hope you guys do as well. Thanks for listening to us today, everybody. For English Digest, I'm Pat.
And I'm Erin.
Talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.